Hello, Corky Alexander here. Hope everybody's doing good. Today we're going to talk a little bit about picking, and then we're probably going to go into the beginning discussion about technique. So, all right, we've already talked about the basic chords, open chords, and then bar chords, which F leads us into. You're going to play different parts of the chords, like if you're doing a shuffle pattern, you may only play the top part of a bar chord, or sometimes you'll play only the bottom part of a bar chord. One of the things about picking chords, the first most important part is that you need to keep every note sounding out. If you have any muted notes in there, like that, then that means that you're damping it with your finger, and you need to always roll over on your fingertips to make sure the note's not dead. Make sure you sound it out. So there's two solutions for making sure your notes sound. One is to get up on your fingertips, and the other one is to press down harder, which you didn't want to hear that, but you have to build up your finger strength. Okay? So but sometimes we damp or mute notes intentionally. Like now there, my hand is probably doing everything that's necessary to play full chords, but I'm only sounding out two notes, two strings at a time, them two, and I'm muting everything else. And this will be something you'll use a lot. And so muting, damping. But first most important part about damping and muting is that don't do it when you're intending to sound out the whole chord open, okay? As we start out with technique, we want to mention them briefly, and then I'll pick them up later because I don't want these videos going too long. But first of all, we have hammer-ons. A hammer-on is where you strike the note open and you pull it on, or hammer it on. And you're going to be doing this not just in your lead playing, but you're going to be doing this in your chords as well. A hammer-on chord that's a good example of one right there where it bars the whole 10th fret and then hammers on those two notes. And that's very familiar, Long Train Running by Doobie Brothers. Sometimes you're going to be hammering on if you're in bluegrass. Using hammer-on notes within strumming of a chord. Hammer-ons, pull-offs, where you start with the notes pressed down and pull it off. So it's a hammer-on, pull-off, and I put a little tremolo in there as well. Next one is slides. Where you'll do a slide. Sometimes you'll slide chords. And then the last one is a bend. And that's where you actually press the note and then you bend it up to another tone. And bends are real common in electric playing, but they're also in acoustic playing. So that's technique, hammer-on, pull-offs, bends and slides. There's probably more, but those are the basic 4 points of technique that I'm going to be talking about. In order to make a guitar talk, the notes are words. A scale is a sentence. And the way that you say those sentences on the guitar is given voice by your technique. So that, the other one on technique is tremolo. Or vibrato, or tremolo. So there's actually 5, I'm sorry about that. The way you use technique is your signature for how you're going to say the sentence of the scale. And we're going to learn some scales. We're going to learn the chromatic scale. We're going to learn the blues scale. And that's going to be the building blocks for where we go on doing lead riffs and scales and things like that. So the notes are words, the scales are sentences, and the technique is the voice that you give. Okay? So be practicing on that. Practice your basic chords. Make sure all the notes sound out. None of them are dead. And if you find any that are dead, either press harder or rock your hand up on the tips, okay? All right, take a break. Corky here. See you later.